This is a video interview for Jacob Lenhoff Tours America. Very excited about this. My name is Charlie Arms, and I am answering some questions for Jacob Lenhoff's YouTube channel. Very excited. If you haven't had a chance to view his videos, look around, browse some of those videos. A lot of interesting people that he runs in contact with. So question number one, why did you start your YouTube channel and what is it about? As you can see on the screen behind me, Unstuck with Charlie is the name of my YouTube channel, and it is all about helping people. That's why I do what I'm doing. Over the past 32 years, I've been in the position to be able to help a lot of people as a pastor, a life coach, a leader in various settings. And so people get stuck. People have a hard time getting through situations or decisions, maybe even mindsets that kind of hold them back. So we want to help people get moving forward again, to get unstuck. That's really what this is all about. So helping people, that's why. Question number two, how did you get started in being a pastor? That's a really interesting question. I didn't grow up in church, so it wasn't because I was born into the church or into Christianity. Quite the opposite. It took me a journey to get there, but I started out relatively young, but I was 17 when I went to church, 19 when I became a pastor. And it was really quick because I just knew that I was called to leadership. It's just always been kind of part of the fabric of who I am. I was a captain of my football team and led most of the things I was involved in. So it kind of became pretty natural to be a leader. So kind of knew that when I went into Christianity, when I kind of got involved in faith, that was coming. I remember one day going on my way to class in college and literally feeling a hand on my shoulder turning me around. Went out to talk to my pastor and at the time, and as soon as I walked into the room, he said, "Well, God's called you into ministry, hadn't he?" And I was like, "Oh, well, how did you know that?" Then I called a few other people and they said the same thing. So I guess everyone knew before I did, but I guess it just was kind of in the fabric of my nature to be a leader. And so being a pastor made a lot of sense. Question number three, what is the toughest thing about being a pastor and what is the greatest thing about it? Well, that's two sides of the same coin, I would say. The toughest thing about being a pastor is dealing with people. The greatest thing about being a pastor is getting to work with people. Sometimes people can be just so sacrifice oriented, so generous, kind, giving, and they just bless you incredibly. There's just a lot of incredible people out there in the world, and really appreciate working with, getting to know people, love meeting new people. So those are like the greatest things about being a pastor. The toughest thing is, man, sometimes people can be be challenging, right? They can be difficult. And so, I've had some interactions with people that haven't been so pleasant. And so that's really probably the gist of it, the toughest and the greatest thing. Question number four, when did you get involved in coaching and who did you coach? Well, I've been in coaching for a lot of years of my life. Actually, all the way back to when my kids were little, did youth sports, but then I also coached high school football for quite a few years, both in Indiana and also in Florida. I had a great time doing that. But when it comes to ministry, I've also been a life coach of the people in our church. That's really kind of what you do when you're a pastor. You're helping people through things, through some of the toughest choices, decisions, situations that they're going to be in: life, death, marriage, divorce, sickness, illness, a lot of tough situations. So you're coaching people through those, and that is something that we do in ministry. I've also coached other pastors, so I had the great opportunity to have relationships with pastors where we've done some coaching of pastors. And so that's really a very interesting and fun thing to do. I love coaching, love helping people, and that's part of who I am. So, was there ever a person who was a real challenge to coach? Tell us about it. Well, without getting into the names, obviously we want to, just say that sometimes uh, coaching your staff, your leaders, when you're a pastor can be a challenge. Not always do people kind of get what you're trying to do. Sometimes a little selfishness creeps in and things like that. I remember back during the pandemic, we had a very difficult time keeping everyone focused. I remember people were getting mad about masks. They were getting mad about the politics and all the things that were going on. And that was probably the toughest coaching time that I've had in the church, was trying to deal with people, keeping everyone focused during the pandemic. That was really a challenge, and even had staff members that kind of would get online and type out on their social media things that were inappropriate and divisive, and some got it, some didn't, and so that was probably an example of people, a couple people that were really hard to coach. Question number 6: what is the most memorable person overall that you've encountered in your jobs? Well, man, that's hard, because there've been a lot. But I would say, in my jobs, I would say, this past year we had the chance to go to Zambia, Africa, and I'm just going to tell you that I met so many memorable people, and I can't stop thinking about them. We went to this village and met this elderly woman who was kind of one of the matriarchs of the village, and we delivered a bag of meal, and I just remember her getting up and dancing and being happy. I think she was in her mid-90s. She was so happy. She lived in a mud hut with straw for a roof, and man, it was just so memorable. And then just the whole time we were there for a couple of weeks, and just met so many wonderful, interesting people. But I would say in our life, probably for my wife and I both, I would say she would say the same thing. Our people that we met in Zambia, Africa, were probably the most memorable people we've encountered overall, and we love the relationship that we continue to have with them. So just love that. Question number 7: what is the best thing to ever happen to you in your career and life? Well, in my career, wow, the best thing to happen to me, I would say one of the best experiences we had was a youth camp. And some of our youth who were at that camp, our kids were there, but we just had such a fantastic time of bonding, and just a great time together. That group grew really, really close, and even to this day, this is probably like 10-15 years ago now, even to this day people talk about Camp Tennessee, and we went there and had just a phenomenal weekend, and so I would say that was probably one of the best things. Not, there's several great ones in my life. I would be remiss if I didn't say, man, my wife is incredible. She is such a blessing to me, and helps me in so many ways, and is encouraging. She's just such a phenomenal woman, and just so thankful for her. And to see we have 3 adult kids, and they are just wonderful, great people, loving, kind, just good people. And I would say I couldn't go anywhere that I would think is better than that. Those are the best things that have happened to me. So, well, hey, listen, thanks for being here on Jacob Lenhoff's channel, Jacob Lenhoff Tours America. I want to say thank you to Jacob for the questions, and thanks to everyone for watching.